Good afternoon, my friends. It's your friend Peggy, and today I am coming to you with a cool mini album tutorial. We're going to be making toilet paper roll mini albums, guys. And this is probably going to be a couple or three-parter, okay? Because we've got embellishments. I want to show y'all how to make a chunk chain for it. I'm going to show you a couple of different kinds of toilet paper roll minis that you can make. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the supply list real quick, you guys, because we've got quite a few things that we can use on the list, okay? So first of which, we want to get some toilet paper rolls together. Now for this project, I'm going to be using 6 toilet paper rolls. I generally kind of thumb through mine, guys. I showed y'all before my little system here. I have a shoebox that I've been collecting toilet paper rolls in, and I just smash them flat and put them in here so they stay kind of flat, okay? But as you'll see, no two toilet paper rolls basically are the same. You can get a package of this kind, and they've got this size toilet paper rolls, and then you go and get, you know, Charmin, they've got another size, White Cloud's got another size, yada yada yada. So what I do is I save these, of course, like I said, and I thumb through these, and I try to find me 2 that's a little bit bigger than the other ones, and I'll get me 6 toilet paper rolls. 2 of which, the bigger ones, like I said, I use for the front and back cover on them. And you can see these 2 here has pretty good size compared to these. They're a little bit different in size there. And you'll find that, like I said, there is, you know, toilet paper rolls come in different sizes. So, unfortunately, as far as the length, they're all about the same. But the width, you'll find is just different. So anyways, get you 6 toilet paper rolls. I suggest some wire cutters, a bone folder, which this is a bone folder, something to flatten your toilet paper rolls. I suggest a small ruler, nice sturdy one, maybe a pen, tape measure you can use. I recommend some wire cutters, some needle nose pliers for this project. If you have these things, guys, these are all just recommendations I'm throwing out here at you. You can do this very basic, as you'll see. I recommend a paintbrush and some acrylic paint. I'm going with black. Again, I'm going to make a Halloween mini album. So mine's going to be dark oriented. I recommend some good glue, you guys. This is the one thing that I do not recommend skimping on, because you would be amazed at how many of these glues out here won't hold paper to paper. It's amazing. I never realized it. I myself, I use the Art Glitter, and no, it doesn't have glitter in it. That's just the name of the company, Art Glitter Dries Clear Adhesive. This is what I use and what I will be using. I recommend something that gives you a very small amount, tip-wise. You know, don't waste your glue. And in those cases, get you a little ball-ended pins, because sometimes the ends will clog, so that you can unclog your glue. Okay? Because every now and again that does happen, like I said. So I would recommend just a little ball-ended straight pin, something that you can stick down in it and open it up. Punches, if you have them, I would recommend for embellishments and stuff. Let's get some round circle ones. The frilly edged ones, if you have them. The choices is up to you on this, guys. Excuse me. Whatever theme that you plan to do, you know, if you have punches and stuff, like I said, if you'd like to use these on your pockets and your corner trims and different things, by all means get whatever punches that you would like. I recommend some chain for the chunk chain on the edge. If you want to put a chunk chain on the edge, you don't have to. Again, different closures and bindings we can use on these. So the choice again is up to you. You can just use pieces of fiber, pieces of ribbon, fabric, whatever. The choice is up to you, like I said. You're going to need your paper that you're going to cover the toilet paper rolls with. I, again, am going with a Halloween theme, so my papers is going to be, I'm going to use some of this corrugated cardboard on some of mine, and then I have some dark little 4x4 pieces of the Twilight paper that I've queued through my adventures, is what I plan to use for mine. And I also have some glitter paper that I'm going to use here for tags. Some little embellishments, you guys. If you want to decorate your mini album with some stickers and different things like that, go ahead and pull those out and set those over to the side, because we'll be embellishing our pockets and our corners and the front of the book. And I just have a lot of these punch cutouts that I acquired at Walmart. If you see some of my haul videos, you'll see these. And I want to use a lot of these on the fronts of my books and on my pockets and different things. Again, paper. I'm going to flip through here and see if there's some of these little papers that I want to trim and stuff. And just like I said, whatever theme that y'all want to go with, I'm going to use the Twilight paper and probably some of this Martha Stewart that I have. Like I said, I want to do more of a Halloween album. Again, like I said, if you've got some little embellishments sitting around that you'd really like to use for this project, get them. Whatever punches you're going to use, this is the blood drip. I'm going to use that on some of mine, along with this loop I'm probably going to use on my pockets and trims and stuff. And then we're going to need some tools again. I've got my needle nose pliers. To punch the holes in, guys, depending upon what you're going to use. If you're just going to use a grommet and stick like just some kind of silver finding ring, whatever you have, guys. If you have like those open and close little round silvers, if you have like these keychain type ends, that's what I'm going to use on this. Just whatever you plan to use as your closure. If you're going to use round rings, again, I would suggest a grommet. If you don't have a grommet and a grommet machine, that's fine. We can still punch holes, and I will show you how to decorate around them with a little circle punch that we can use to cover up the raw edge of the hole punch. And again, just whatever kind of rings that you have. I have a various kind here that you can use. Just different open and close. Like I said, I'm just going to go straight forward with one of these. But just whatever you want to use. Some of you out there, if you have a Zutter bind it all, like I showed on one of my shares, you will be nibbling your pages to look like this, and will probably be using the wire enclosures. I myself, this will be used as an example, but I'm just going to use the ring on this and kind of go along with some of the other people that don't have the bind it all or whatever. But just decide, you know, what kind of binding that you're going to use. Some of you may be using the you might be making yours into an actual book, and you're going to use an actual binding system. Go ahead and get yourself set up for that. That's why I kind of call this a craft along, because there's so many different ways that you can bind these, guys. And a lot of you guys out there has made some of these before. You're just crafting along with me. And those of you that are beginners, like I said, we're just going to use a straightforward ring binding that we can tie a chunk chain to, or just some fibers and ribbons and just whatever you have, okay? Don't run out and start spending a lot of money on special stuff. You know, again, these are just a great bunch of ideas I'm throwing out there at you. Your decorations, again, guys, some of you have the creepy cloth. Go ahead and get that out. We'll probably use that on the front cover. We may use that on the inside for some of our pockets. I have a skein of this sassy sequin yarn that I'm going to use on a couple of mine because it spreads apart like this, and I really like that. And on a couple of the pockets, I thought I'm going to use this, you know, so I can really pack those full of stuff. Whatever decorations y'all want to use on the front, like I said, if you've got some of these little creepy spiders, rats, just the choices are endless, guys. Whatever you're doing, if you're doing a Christmas theme, if you have some cute little Christmas embellishments and stuff like that that you plan to use, like I said, the choices are endless on these. I'm just going to show you guys a basic design on these, and from there, really, you can just kind of take off on your own. If you'd like me to do a bound book tutorial on one of these, I can do that as well. Today I'm not set up for that. Like I said, I'm just going to do the basic ring bind, and then I can come back and show the other two binding methods if you prefer, like I said. If you've got some of these little clothespins, if you'd like to attach some of these into your books and stuff, we can totally use these. To make these, guys, these are easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you've got some of these bold little clothespins like these around your house, you can hit these like they have here with just some glue and just sprinkle glitter over the top of these and let them dry, and then come back and hit over the top of them again with some more glue, and that'll make them so they're not as glittery come off on you, but some of them will, you know. Other than that, you can take some of your pretty papers and just hit each side with some glue. Lay them down on your paper there and let them dry and trim around them, both sides. So you've got them decorated out. You can decorate the ends of them with cute little stickers that you have, beads, flat back pearls, little chipboard embellishments. The choices are endless, y'all, and these are very, very easy to make, and they're cheaper to make, really, than to buy them. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you can stop, rewind, whatever you want to with this. You can go ahead and make you up several of these little clothespins if you'd like, and set them off to the side, and you'll have them. Same thing goes, you guys, for some of you who are into the bottle caps. If you like to fill bottle caps with pretty images and fill those with like glossy accents or whatever you use to seal them, go ahead and make you a few of those. If you want to put them on your chunk chains, if you want to use them on the front of your books, whatever, go ahead and get some of those set aside. Those of us who are just going to kind of go as we go, I'm probably just going to make some little pinwheel rosettes out of paper that I'll show y'all how to do as we go for the front decoration, along with some of the embellishment stuff and stuff that I have. If you guys have some charms, go ahead and get those if you want to do the chunk chain. Even if not, if you have some pretty metal pieces that you'd like to add on the pages, on the pockets for little embellishments, things like that. If you have some special little flowers or something like that that you'd like to use, go ahead and get those out and set those aside. The rest of us that are making chunk chains, go ahead and get some of your bead work out that you really like, and get that put aside. Up here somewhere I've got a package of, well, I did have, get you a package of, oh, they're in here mixed. Get you a package of your eye pins, or just straight wire. If you don't have any eye pins, get you some sturdy wire that you can mold and make maybe some eye pins out of, so that we can string up some charms or some beads. I have mine, I already got some of these done, these little eye pins. They've got the little loop down there on the end already for me to add a charm to. If you want to use some long flat end charm or pins, we will be using those as well. I'm going to go in there and find those in my finding drawer. The straight end long pins. Again, if you don't have straight end pins to make chunk chains with and stuff, just a nice sturdy wire. If you have wire, we can totally use that. And then your beads again, you guys, whatever beads you want to use on your edges there. If you have some lettering, if not, if you have some little letter stencils, go ahead and get those out. We'll probably be right in Halloween. I've got some of these here. I might try on some of my pockets and stuff. Just whatever you guys have that you want to use on these. If you have some leaves and flowers that's already made, that you have envisioned to use on this, go ahead and get those out. And just get these basic materials ready. Scissors, we're going to need a punch of some kind. If we're making chunk chains to put on here, even without, we're going to need some kind of punch, you guys. If you've got a hand punch, or if you have one of these, let's go ahead and get that. We want to distress our edges if we have distress ink. If you don't spread it, don't worry about it. But those of us that use distress inks, go ahead and get you. I just use a makeup wedge, El Cheapo, and the distress ink. Get you a good ruler again, like I said. If there's any specialty papers, I've got some cork pages here that I plan to use in mine. Just go ahead and get those together, as well as your ribbons. If you're going to use some ribbons on here to tie for your closures and stuff, go ahead and get that, and get this all set aside. You're also going to need a nice paper trimmer. If you don't have a paper trimmer, good pair of scissors. Like I said, if you are good at your eyeballing and you trust yourself to cut your pages that we're going to put on the toilet paper rolls, then by all means, go right ahead and get your scissors there. The rest of you, if you don't have a cutter, you can also use a good ruler with a craft knife, so that you can get your nice straight edges and you can measure your cuts, okay? This is basic material, guys, that we're going to need. Like I said, the choice is up to you what kind of book that you plan to make. So that's it for this one, guys. This was basically just the items list that we're going to be using. So get your stuff together, and the next one we'll start making and assembling our book, okay? Alrighty, guys. Bye-bye until the next one.